Well, hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Haute Beyleron. Indeed, we are here in Farm Sim 22, and we have a crop to harvest. Soybeans. Yummy. So, I guess without further ado, well, let's jump in and get it done. We are all unfolded. We are. Do hope everybody's doing absolutely wonderful today. It is, well, just about the end of the first week of December. So, yeah, time is moving on, isn't it? If you're new to the channel and you like the content, have had a look around the place, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. There should be a link embedded somewhere on the screen. And even if you're a returning viewer, if you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Apparently I've got a sale of this stuff because it'll fool me into thinking I'm doing something with the YouTube algorithms. Which, I mean, you know, it's always nice to have the ability to fool yourself or something. Alright, that. Oh yeah, 623 liters. I can see this ain't gonna be a big rocker. I wonder if those trees are ours. Oh. Let's get ourselves backed up. I think we're gonna run a little bit of a headland here, just so we don't run into any issues with actually smacking the trees. When we were planting these, I was actually going out on the road between the trees and sort of swooping around them. It's kind of odd. So apparently I am not the only one that ran into that bit of a bug with having something stuck in an unfolding state, and likely stuck because it wasn't something that would fold. Yeah, one of a viewer made a comment that happened as well with a piece of gear they were using. So, and they have, as I have, gone and told Giants that, hey, this is a feature or a bug, what's your opinion? So hopefully they'll have a fix for it whenever they release their post-release patch, as they usually do a month or so in. So, well, I'm hoping we don't have to wait a month for it to happen, but you know, would depend how many bugs there are. I'll tell you, I'm curious how some of these YouTube channels, they're showing off things that require you to have, and not only require you to have, but if you look at their money counts up in the corners, millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. Like, I can't remember who the heck I was watching. I think it might have been Farmer Klein, but he had like $8.9 million up in that thing where I've got 25,000, and dang thankful to have it. Yeah, he's got 8.9 million. Oh, this is not ours, is it? No. Oh, look at all that corn. There might be a mission to harvest it. Well, I don't have a corn header, do I? I have a sunflower header. Okay. Well, that's not quite the same thing. Do I need a headland up here? Not really, eh? There's nothing I can run into except the field beside me. And that's mine, so if anybody's going to complain, well, it's going to be me, and I don't listen to complaints, so the heck with it. Yeah. So I did, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, after I finished the recording, I set up the render and then got changed and hopped on my scoot and went to the store. I God, was it cold. Yeah, at 30 kilometers an hour with a hoodie on, with a fleece vest over it, and yeah, my face was a little bit cold when I got home. My arms were pretty cold. I mean, I wear gloves, but they're not winter mitts, they're riding gloves, so if I actually come off the thing, I'm not going to tear all the skin off my hands, right? You know, they've got the reinforced knuckles, etc., etc. So yeah, you're not going to hurt you, you're going to hurt them, right? But, yeah, it was chilly. I'm not sure there'll be too many more December rides, sunny days or not. But the nice thing is it did also kick my scooter down to about where you want the battery for winter storage. So that's all right. I plan on doing some modifications to it this winter. I was actually thinking of buying a brand new one, something with a little more. 30K is pretty quick when you're, you know, standing upright, two inches off the pavement and zooming around. But after a season of it, I was kind of looking for a little more. And my first thought had been to simply buy a faster scooter. But I really like my 9-Bod. It does have a reputation as being pretty much unbreakable. They are called the SUV of scooters, actually. Not for the unbreakable part, just the actual outright durability of them. So I think instead I'm going to, upgrade the battery capacity. There is a really neat battery pack that adds another 12 volt. Taking you up to a 48 volt, and then at a later date I will be updating the motor itself, idiot, the motor itself, going from a 36 to 48 volt to a 48 to 52 or 60 volt capable. It's just higher amperage, has a little more speed and a little more output, and it was a specially designed project for that particular scooter. So, should be fun. Should be fun. Did I miss a bunch? I did, didn't I? I'm not as good with the in-cab view as I might make out to be. Not that I've ever said I was good at any of this, but you know. You'd think after the thousands of hours I'd put in, I would be. Yeah, I have I guess the people with millions upon... Oh, those aren't even cropped. That's dead weeds. Huh, weird. I wonder why the harvester didn't pick them up. It obviously did on each end of them, so I didn't miss anything here. Okay, I think that's actually soybean. But I'm really curious now. Is this just a thing, or did I just happen to be so far over to the edge that it didn't grab them? Huh. Weirdly enough, whatever that is, it did add to the bulk. Okay, it did grab them, so it must have been right at the edge. But isn't that funny? Did you see the numbers go up? Now, I looked at those. That was not soybeans. Oops. That was weeds. You can see them all in the field. But did you notice my numbers went up? It counted it as soybeans. So apparently dead weeds are as viable a crop as soybean. And if you mix them in just right, you even get to sell them as soybeans. So there you are. It's kind of a sneaky little built-in cheat. Now don't take advantage of it or you'll get banned. Oh, wait a minute, that's MMOs. I don't think we actually need any more headland. That should be lots. Let's, yeah, this thing's a bit of a planet when it comes to turning. Gives you a pretty good bounce when you first hit the crops, let me tell you. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just, why am I missing so bad? Is this thing a little bit short on one side? Is that the problem? No, it's got a little bit of overlap. Obviously, because I purposely left a few sticking out the side. Must be just my driving. Can you imagine that? Alright. Yeah, it's, again, I guess, like I said, many times, I don't really have much in the way of depth perception in video games. No matter how good a job they do, you know? Obviously, I'm looking at something that's only 2D, so any depth is absolutely illusionary and not real in any way. But I mean, I can certainly tell that the header is further away than, say, the steering wheel. But that's about it. It's certainly nothing refined. Like I say, as good a job as they may do. So, I think where I screw up the edges of the rows, I mean, I'm looking at that rake on the outside and figuring as long as you keep that on the outside of the crop. But because I'm looking at it down through the header, I think where I'm seeing it is actually a little further out than it is. So, but anyway. There's the nuances of how to play really badly. I'm sure there's lots of 100K per video views out there that would be done by people who would show you how to do it the right way. I was watching some videos by some fairly big, like, I mean, not fairly big, but everybody knows who they are. But, you know, by my standards, you know, people that are getting several 100,000 views, let's say, per video. But I was watching a few videos that were done by a couple of different people, and who normally, I mean, they don't do the whole, this is what YouTube does, this is how it works type of thing. Normally they have their channels are founded on completely different things. And in fact, the two that I watched, the channels are almost dead opposites. One is a sort of a sciencey thing, and the other one is an MMO gamer. So, but they were both talking about the same subject, and that's basically what it takes to actually be recognized by the YouTube algorithm, and recognized in a way that will lead to growth. Now, it's one thing if you have 500,000 subscribers and get 100,000 views a video, but if you are like me, just a small channel with, you know, a couple of thousand subscribers and very few views, I don't imagine there's many channels actually with as many subscribers but as few views as mine. But anyway, for that type of a channel to get recognized is kind of what they were talking about. Now, I mean, it counts for bigger channels as well to stay recognized, but they're not as concerned about growth as they are maintenance, whereas channels my size would be generally more concerned about growth. After doing this for a number of years, I'm starting to be concerned about just about nothing anymore, other than keeping my viewers happy. But, this thing is just terrible. Are we not full yet? This is a giant field. But, in all honesty, I can understand everything they talked about, like the whole thing, starting your video with the, you know, subscribe and like thing. It is shown that if you do mention that at the beginning of a video, you will get not only more subscriptions, but more people clicking the like buttons. That makes sense for a number of reasons. I mean, for one thing, let's face it, the reason things like TikTok and such do so well is because that's about how long people really want to watch things, unless it's of immense interest to them, right? But as far as the sheer entertainment thing, that kind of seems to be where we are in this point of the world, is that, a couple of minutes, you're good, right? As far as the YouTube algorithm, videos of about 10 minutes in length do about the best, right? Now, we all know about the whole clickbait thing and, over-dramatic thumbnails and all of that. And other than the occasional exclamation mark, I really try not to get too clickbaity, and my thumbnails are generally just something from the game itself. I think that's the most honest representation, is just, okay, here's what I'm actually doing. It's not a picture of me with an astonished look on my face, holding my head in my hand, going, oh God, I broke Farm Sim 22. No, I couldn't get a weight to set down and had to sell it. Had I gone the other route and done the I broke Farm Sim 22, and, like I said, had this, over-the-top thumbnail and all of that, I probably would have got many, 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 many more views than just saying, there was a bug with the weight, and here's a picture of what I'm actually doing in the game. But I guess you kind of gotta, understand that as a corporate entity, if you don't act like a corporate entity yourself, you won't succeed in it. So I pretty much resigned myself to the fact that as long as I don't lose viewers just for sheer bad content, in a lot of my other videos, it's often complained, well, you're not doing any editing, you're not doing, jump cuts, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And my response to it is, it's a let's play, and I'm basically doing it the way I like to see things done. You know what I mean? Like, if I go to a video and the guy goes, hey, how you doing? And here we go, okay, we're gonna do this. And then immediately starts fast-forwarding the video with some weird techno-rock punk jazz in the background, I'm likely not gonna watch another one of their videos. Whereas that's exactly the sort of thing that I get called out for on my videos. I don't know. It's weird. Hello. Oh, look. That used to be fake as heck. You could see right through them and all kinds of stuff. This, you can actually see the end of the worm gear up there. Impressive. There's some more of those weeds. That's worth like a nickel. So, our bees, God bless them, even though it's November the 1st, they're still out there. Oop, that one almost hit me in the face. Yeah, they're still out there doing their bee-ish thing. And we are still making honey. How's our wee chuck-chucks today? Hello, the chuck-chucks. What do you got? I'm going to say 40 pieces. Are you with me on this? 41! Oh, you're a fine bunch of chickens, aren't you? No zoomies today? Well, that's not exactly zoomies, that's just moving. Maybe it only really freaks them out when I go in there. Because, boy, they were sure doing the zoomies the other day. You'd have swore they were cats. Alright. let's go and relieve the harvester, shall we? I'm still tempted to just see if I go over there. Go over that with another. Oops. Now, I don't think there's any signs yet in our other field of weeds. Field of weeds. Yeah. Starring Kevin Costner. There you go, mate. While you're doing that, let's go have a little closer look here. And no, we are weed-free, 100% fertilized. Nice. And this is half fertilized, half weeded. Okay. Nice. All right. Let's pull that pipe in. And let's get back at her. Thanks, mate. Woo. Well, we're not going to fill that trailer, I'll tell you that much. But at least we managed to fill this thing. And I guess I missed an opportunity when we planted that field. Well, not really, I don't think we had the money. But they've introduced a new, well, I wouldn't say a new mechanic because it's done the same way as everything else. You go back and forth and up and down the field. But certainly a new tool set, and that's mulchers, which we could have actually used on that other field. And it turns your stubble into fertilizer, basically, and just lightly works it into the topsoil. So, and I believe it gives you a small percentage of increased yield. We're missing again, aren't we? Yeah, quite badly. So, there we go. Achievement unlocked. It's just the beginning. Oh my god. When does it end? I'm not sure what that one's about, but hey, there we go. We got an achievement. Just the beginning. I wonder if that's like harvesting a certain amount of hectares or something. Maybe we've done 1 hectare, right? Yeah, it's kind of hard times for the little town that I live in right now. For it's basically, I live in what they call a mellow-town, right? Which is to say that for most of this town's life there was one major industry, and it was a mill. In this case, a wood mill, a pulp and paper, to be more specific, mill. Now, the mill that I worked at, which was not the one here, was a pulp mill. This is a pulp and paper mill. Simple enough, right? It means they sold both pulp products and paper products. Well, a number of years ago, a couple of decades now, I guess, our mill got really badly hit, as most pulp and paper mills did, with the fact that, for one thing, not nearly as much paper was being consumed. I know, hard to tell, considering, most of the reason it went that way was because people were starting to order more stuff, and there was emails instead of snail mails and all that sort of stuff. But at any rate, demand went down to the point where our mill went from employing 2,200 people, including staff, to 220 people, including staff. 2 days ago, the mill gave notice they're shutting down. So yeah, we've 3 weeks before Christmas, we've now got 200 families in well, as I say, it is a small town. I believe we've got about 23,000 people in total. So 200 families, or about 800 people, are now well, either going to have to move from town, as there has been an offer of some employment in other mills, or find something else to do in an economy where there's just not a lot of work, not in a town like this. So yeah, not a great thing to have happen. This is a large field, but it's one thing to move up in size on a trailer or even a tractor. You want to get yourself a better harvester. Yeah, they're pretty big money. Pretty big money. So this one's more than capable. It's just going to take, an extra row or two overall, and you're done. And we don't have that much left. I'd turn it over to a hired worker, but well, I'll be honest with you right off the top here. The main reason is he'd set off down beside one of the rows I'd made, and it would show you just how absolutely freaking terrible I am at driving a straight line. And you'd see the big wedge-shaped chunk that would be left between his perfectly straight parallel lines and whatever the last one was that I'd done. Yeah, it wouldn't be pretty, but that's okay. We're almost done here anyways. So we'll go down, we come back up once, and then we'll clean up that absolutely intolerable mess I've left over there. My goodness. And go from there. Oh, field 42 has been harvested. Oh, something I was curious about and wanted to check. I'm not really in the market for anything, but I'm wondering if the used gear has changed at all yet. We're not going to get the whole thing in there. No, not quite. Oh well, we'll have a little bit of cleanup down at the bottom end there. Let's quickly have a look. Just cuz. Oh, it has too, eh? Ooh. That's not a bad tractor. Oh, we got ourselves a flat deck. Oh, sure, now you give a good deal on the front. Let's have a look at this thing. $190 horse. Well, that's not bad. She's up there, right? Wow. Okay. Variable. That's not a bad tractor. I mean, for that price, it's a dang great tractor. Huh. Like I said, I'm not actually in the mood for any, or in the market for anything at the moment. But, well, good to know it did actually change. I was getting worried because it seemed for the longest time it was like the same 3 or 4 items. But that's all right. That's a good little choice of stuff there. Yeah, well, we're certainly not going to get 2 full harvesters out of the field. But, sorry. This is our first season. And soybeans usually are pretty good. Pretty good price. When you go to sell it, it's usually not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Alright, we'll get this last little bit and then we'll be good. Let's see if I missed anything down at the end. I don't think we were quite as wide as what I was trying to suck up there, so we might have a bit of a mess down there. Never know. No. Oh, please don't tell me I missed on both ends. Well, that was a good decision, both sides. Yeah, sure enough, eh? That was a good decision. We'll just go right up the middle, yeah. See how big a mess we can honestly leave. Alright, there we go. Let's get our pipe out. And since we gotta take her home man, maybe we can run our tractor up and down here 4 or 5 times. You run the harvester up here once and it looks like you've owned it for 1,000 years and it's about ready to trade in on a new one. That's amazing. Alright, oh, I did turn the dirt up, maybe that's why. And there we go. Oh, just as the last of it disappears. Alrighty. And with that, a reasonably successful harvest. I think we'll call her a day. No, we got another box of bee juice. Perfect. Good to see. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed the episode again. If you did, please hit that like button on your way out. And until next time, take care of each other, folks. And ciao for now. Let's go give you a scrubbing.